What's going on, guys? Doomwake here, and welcome back to some more standard action on the channel. The World Championships just took place this past weekend, and I wanted to showcase some of the decks from that event. We're going to be starting off with the top 8 deck, or a couple of the top 8 decks, not quite all of them, and then I have some interesting ones that I kind of picked and plucked out from among the rest of the competitors. Before we continue, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. So, Seth Manfield decided, I believe his team, I know it was at least Seth and Jim. Those are the two lists that I saw that played this. I don't know if there was anybody else that played this ramp deck. Their team decided to play a slightly bigger take on the Golgari midrange deck. Some of the cards that you might associate Golgari with, we have Cut Down, we have Duress, Tear Asunder, Go for the Throat, Anoint with Affliction, Glissa Sunslayer, Sheoldred. But instead of playing more 2-drop, stuff like Caustic Bronco, Mosswood Dread Knight, perhaps even a Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor, and then some of the more mid-range cards, we're actually just going all the way up the curve here. So Seth decided to play Up the Beanstalk in the Golgari deck, which is a very interesting decision. And Up the Beanstalk pairs very nicely with stuff like Overlord of the Hauntwoods, where you can go turn 2 Beanstalk, turn 3, you can impend the Overlord, which the impending, I know you're probably wondering, does trigger Up the Beanstalk because it is still a 5-mana spell, and then that ramps you, draws you a card that gets you to 5 mana on turn 4, which is really important in the aggressive matchups because then you can cast your sweeper a turn ahead of schedule, which there are 4 sweepers in the main deck. So kind of a bit more controlling / big mana version of Golgari, which is, I think, a pretty good metagame call. I mean, Seth did pretty well with the deck list. The interaction here is, a little bit different. Not quite the 4 Go for the Throat. We're choosing, Javier also played 3 Anoint's main deck, and I do really like that call because it is very good against Unstoppable Slasher and Heartfire Hero. 2 Tear Asunders in the main deck to even be sort of somewhat pre-sideboarded against Unholy Annex, so that kind of makes sense as well. Outrageous Robbery in the main, which is a bit of an interesting one, but if you cast it for 5 mana, that also triggers Up the Beanstalk, so keep that in mind. 1 Pillage the Bog, just kind of to help fix the draws or help kind of smooth everything out. If you're missing a land drop, you can cast Pillage, go find a land. If you're missing a big payoff spell for your Up the Beanstalk, you can go find that as well. Cut Down and Duress, those are pretty self-explanatory. The other cool thing that Glissa does here, while, just being a complete menace on the battlefield, it's hard, the red decks can't attack into this, it's very hard to block, it draws cards. The removing 3 counters from target permanent, actually very relevant in this deck because you have Overlord of the Hauntwoods, where if you have an impending Overlord, the Glissa can actually remove 3 counters from the Overlord to kind of turbocharge it and get it into play quicker, which I think that's pretty cool as well. And then Virtue Persistence, just, a 2-mana removal spell that can be put in this spot in the curve, but also a 7-mana card that later in the game triggers Beanstalk. As far as the mana is concerned, we are going a little bit bigger, so I think we have more utility lands here, which does make sense to me. 2 Demolition Field, 2 Fountainport, 4 Cottage, and the 1 Sunken Citadel to kind of, get you a little bit of a mana discount on field and Fountainport. So very, very well-built deck list. I think it was a very good metagame call, and, worked out pretty well for Seth. As far as the sideboard is concerned, more cut downs. There's a lot of 1-ups in this sideboard. Cruel Claw's Heist, Blot Out, 2 Aclazotz, and then more 1-ups. A Breach, a Duress, a Ghost Vacuum, 1 Deep Cavern Bat, which is kind of interesting. A 3rd Tear Asunder, a Frillback, The End, very, very good against Unstoppable Slasher and Enduring Curiosity, which did come up for Seth in the top 8 against Kai. Nissa, Ascended Animist, and Outrageous Robbery. So a bunch of ways to go bigger with Breach, Nissa, Robbery, additional removal, The End, Blot Out, stuff like that. And then, cards, Disenchants, Tear Asunder, Tranquil Frillback, Graveyard Hate, Ghost Vacuum. So you kind of have all your bases covered in the sideboard. And potentially, this is something that you would want to look for with your upcoming RCQs. So that is going to do it for the deck tech. I am very excited to play this deck, and I think you guys will enjoy the matches. So without further ado, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Do you need cards for your upcoming RCQs? Standard cards, maybe modern cards for your local FNMs, perhaps even some EDH cards. You need sleeves for your decks for your upcoming tournaments? they got you covered. And you can use promo code DOOM for 5% off of your next order at checkout. Cool Stuff Inc. They got cool stuff, and they have it in stock. Oh, whoops, my bad. Didn't realize I was still muted. I was saying that I've enjoyed playing this a lot more than the traditional Golgari decks. I like it quite a bit. Maybe not in this particular instance, because we're kind of getting clapped, but... Huh. Well, I guess my plan is just cast the Grixis command next turn and hope it's good enough. Hold. So they give this haste, which is 3, 6, 9. I'm at 2. Next turn. Yeah, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. We're fine. Everything is fine. Don't you worry. Everything is fine. I am at 1 life. My opponent will simply never draw a creature or a spell. Can my... Look, I just have one request, okay? I have one singular request. Can my mono-red opponents draw their 5th land? I don't think I'm asking for a lot. I just want you to draw the 5th land once in a while, you know? Can you do that for me, please? Please and thank you, red opponent. I would really appreciate that. If you could just draw that 5th land once in a while. They had the 5th land in hand. Oh, maybe, yeah. That could be it. What are we cutting in this matchup? Robbery out. What is my worst card against mono red? I don't really know. Pillage, maybe? What the hell? Why are you doing... What are you doing, man? Can you not, like... Can we not spam chat with 500,000 messages? Or this message that's just like... You know what I mean? Can we not do that? Please? You can shorten the URL. They let you do that. I think I'm going to cut Tear Asunder. And one more cut. Got one Duress. All right, this is the game that my opponent will draw their 5th land. They will draw and play their 5th land this game. Because it's not just about drawing the 5th land, they have to play it as well, you know? Wait, somebody said that earlier. Is that confirmed? Are we actually getting Burst Lightning in Standard? Because that's sick. I need to get a confirmation on Burst Lightning in Standard. Hold on. I'm going to go to MTG Spoiler or MagicSpoiler.com. Foundations. Yeah, Burst Lightning confirmed in Standard. That's kind of wild, isn't it? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Wow. Okay. I made huge upgrade to red decks. Which is funny. I don't necessarily think the red decks needed that many upgrades. I think they were already pretty good, if I'm being honest. But, you know, it's fine. Yeah, just what they needed. A strict upgrade to Shock. No big deal. Bro, can you not deal me 8 damage? Can you not do that? They have 3 in hand. It's kind of a low value Grixis command. I'm just gonna do this. And then pass. Yes, I'm just getting completely rinsed by mono red. Okay. Trample, double strike. Okay. Can't play around a pump spell here. All right, I am at 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, again, I still really don't want to cast this command yet. I'm just going to try and find a removal spell. Not exactly. Okay, let's just do this. They have 2 in hand. They already announced Ball Lightning. Your turn. Oh yeah, I don't need to change your mind. I agree with you, Shorv. Screaming Nemesis. A Bald Lightning. It's my invitational card. I am at 7 life. I repeat, I am at 7 life. All right, I should probably do this then. Here. Draw a card, by the way. Draw 1 card, by the way. Now we have cut that up. Now we're chilling. Now we are bing chillin'. I don't really care if they reach this. What do you think their last card is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be kind of awkward if their last card was exactly Witchstalker Frenzy, because if I didn't attack with the Overlord, then I could have cast it. They couldn't cast the Witchstalker that turn, but it's fine. Thankfully, they don't have Burst Lightning in their deck, which potentially could have dealt me 4 damage. No, it's Ferventist Champion. Ooh, also Hardfire Immolator. That card's cool. Fiery Annihilation. 3 mana instant. Deal 5 to a creature. Exile up to 1 target equipment attached to that creature. Unplayable. Good in Modern because it kills Cauldron Complete. I'm on the draw. Keep this, I think. Ferventist as he wins for the 3rd time. I mean, he's probably going to win for a 3rd time at some point. I don't know if it's going to be like, next year or the year after, but he's going to win for a 3rd time at some point. True. My opponent did draw exactly 4 lands. Do you count the land that I gave them off of the Demolition Field? I don't know if you count that. I have not, Red or Die. I have not. Hired Claw. Wait, they use the village for the claw? Why don't they just give this one haste? Is that better? Oh. I am going to pass, I guess. No, I think my plan is just go Anoint the 2/3, cast Sheoldred, then cast this on 5. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna Anoint this turn. Although I guess they're probably just gonna pump the other one, but then that's like not that great into my Sheoldred if they do that. Ooh, no pump. Why would they not pump there? I don't know. I mean, I have to cast the Sheoldred, right? I think I have to. What do I think about Burst Lighting and Foundations? Awesome. I think Burst Lighting is great. I mean, it's a little weird they want to keep buffing the red decks. It's confusing to me because the red decks are already like some of the best in the format, so I don't really understand the need to like continuously make them better. But I mean, I like Burst Landing as a card. I think it's a good design. Oh, that's bad. That I don't love. Oh my god, did I just misclick? Fuck. That's not good. That's not good. I meant to cast that for 5. Well, they drew their 5th land. It doesn't count, though, because they drew 2 villages, alright? It doesn't count. Their 5th land is not supposed to be a 2nd village. That's still cheating. Okay. At least they gave me a target. Brother, if your last card is Monstrous Rage, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, it's not Rage. It will be standard legal, like not. You know, I feel like I could have won this game if I had not misclicked last turn, but we appear to be dead. Yeah, we're still on board. All right, I probably could have won that game if I didn't misclick, but, you know, we'll blame that on Arena. That's Arena's fault. Like, both of them are 4-mana creatures that have flash. One of them draws you 5 cards. One of them might flash back a cut down. Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? The hell is Spire Bluff Canal? Am I playing against Phoenix? They're canceling. Whoa! What the? This is what happens when you lose 3 in a row and get into the percentage gamers. Heyo! Opponent, I have shown you my Glizzy. Please respond. Glizzy down. Hidetsugu in Kairi. Well, I should probably exile their Breach the Multiverse, huh? That might be a play that I probably have to make right here. Because I'm assuming if I don't, I lose the game. They could trade, but I assume they put the Hellraiser on top, right? Right. All right, you win. You win. I quit. Grixis? Grixis Hellraiser, huh? I mean, I assume my own Breach is good. Cut down, Anoint, Throat. Actually, you can throat the... You can... This works, right? If I kill the Hidetsugu with the trigger on the stack, I can do it before they brainstorm. Might be good enough. Sweepers seem bad. I mean, all these cards seem bad. Duress, Heist, Bat. Blot out Exiles, the End Exiles. Those are good. Robbery, good. Frillback, Nissa, Vacuum. I gotta play 4 of these cards. I guess I should keep in Go for the Throw because it also kills the dragon. And then, like... I don't know, man. You can cover up any card, right? Okay, I'm gonna play 1 cover up then, because I can cover up their breaches. And I imagine if I cover up their breaches, their deck probably does nothing. Yeah, Tear Asunder Exiles too. I have 2 in the main, but I didn't want to bring in the 3rd one, because I already have 2 copies. This hand is weird. I'm gonna Duress first. Take this, I guess. Their hand doesn't really do that much. Name black, so I can cast Heist. I'm coming for that breach. You better believe I'm coming for that breach. Yeah, this is Seth's list. That's really awkward, isn't it? I can field using Citadel, get a forest, but I only have 2 mana if I do that, so I guess I'll Heist this turn. And then next turn, I will do the Glissa play. I mean, I guess Glissa's not even that good because they have the Furnace to kill it. God, they have Push-Pull too. I guess they can Push-Pull back hit Hitsugu. Dragilo! Alright, 2 mana. I am also giving them black mana by doing this. Do they even have basics? I would assume they do, right? They gotta have basics. Well, they don't have a basic swamp. So I guess there is that. Start making treasures. Get to the breach. Maybe. Because, yeah, this is just gonna die to the furnace, right? It's a good point. Maybe just playing this was bad. Can make treasures next turn. Okay, that's nice, because now we can make a treasure, and then if we draw a land, we can cast this. Or I could kill this and make a fish, which I think is probably a little bit better, right? Yeah, that's way better. What do you think about Maelstrom Pulse being in Standard? I think it's fine. I don't think Maelstrom Pulse is, like, super busted or anything. It's a good card for sure, but we already had something similar. We had a card called Legions to Ashes that was legal in Standard, which isn't quite as flexible as Maelstrom Pulse, but it has a similar effect. And that card wasn't, like, super great, but I think it's fine. It's nice that, like, Maelstrom Pulse is good against multiple annexes. Yeah, it's also not Golgari. That's a good point. I don't think Pulse is good enough for Pioneer. Well, I mean, there's just not that many Golgari decks in Pioneer, Okay, Nissa's pretty good. And sure. I'll take those two. Draw 3, put 2. And then when Hitotsugu dies, I get to cast it for free, right? Ooh. I can upkeep Throat my own Hitotsugu. Oh, well. Now I can't do that. Decline. Put 2 cards on top. I've already played a land for turn, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I play a land yet? Actually, I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't play a land yet. So... Which card am I the least likely to need? Because I kind of want to just do this next turn. So why don't we go here, here, this on top, play this, plus... Maybe it was better to keep the forest for Nissa purposes, because it would have been 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which still isn't lethal, right? 13 with the Sheoldred is 15. So still not quite lethal. Sacrifice. So this gets sacrificed. I mean, I guess they get to deal 5 to Nissa too. All right. Surely they didn't put Beseech on top, right? Huh. This is bad. This is pretty bad. Not gonna lie. It's not great. Not great. So now if I kill the Hidetsugu, they can just cast their top card again. So I think I have to wait until they draw a card for turn. Yeah, I know. Right on time, right? Right on time, Ghost Vacuum. Right on time. This is not good. This is not good, folks. All right, plus me. Plus me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I mean, I got to attack, right? Like, I know they're going to chump block, but maybe I could wait till next turn to attack. Because it is pretty likely they hit another Beseech. Oh my god. Was I supposed to cast this pre-combat? I could have also cast the Sheoldred pre-combat. Because then if they got back Kaido off this, they would take 6. Okay. Alright. I'm dead. It turns out, it seems like Seth had not predicted people to play Grixis Hidetsugu at the World Championships. Who'da thunk? Thanks, Dan. Oh, so we have trivia now? Nice. I'm assuming it's a mod-only command, right? This cottage is kind of annoying, but still keep it. Cool. Thank you, Dan. Can we get some W Dans in the chat? W Dan Bopes. Dan is him, you know? Dan is him. Underground River. I can't get spell pierced. How could you say this song is overrated? It's like, I don't know how you could have that opinion. Anoint, Throat, Tishana's Mastermind. I guess I'll take this. What do I think of the Azorius Eyeball decks? I think they are fine. I don't hate them, I don't love them, but I think they're fine. I actually don't know which one of these I want to use. So this is more mana efficient, but this kills more stuff. Yeah, I'll just do this, I guess. Yes, this is still Seth's deck. It's only match 2, right? Match 3, maybe? I think it's match 3. I can't remember. I'm losing track. Man. Draw 1 card, I guess. 5 mana, 5/4 Menace, draw a card. It's pretty good. They also did not find that other Mastermind. How would you rate this deck so far? Only a couple matches in, but I liked it a lot when I was playing it yesterday. I was a really big fan of it. I think I went like 4 or 5-0 yesterday, last night when I was playing it. What I like a lot about it is it has like, it can play a much different game than the traditional Golgari midrange decks. Like you just slam a bunch of big idiots. And I think that's a pretty good place to be right now. Oh yeah, mono red then Hidetsugu. This is match 3. But again, I like that it's doing very different things. And the other thing that I really like about this deck is that it's immune to cut down. Like, the way that they have built their deck, they have not a single target for cut down in their deck. And I think, like, that aspect of deck building, when everybody else is gearing up towards beating the other mid-range decks, I think that aspect is huge. Because, like, if you look at all the other Dimir and Golgari decks, they're just a pile of cut downs, right? Should have played my land first, I guess. Okay with this trade. Okay with this trade. Fish. Fish. Any Joels? I could just cast this as a draw 3, I guess. That seems bad. Seems ill-advised. Anoint with Affliction. Black. Just kill this. Get that Fountainport out of here. Out of here. Fish. Making a lot of Joels. I think their last card is cut down because they had like a priority window there. Unless that was just the priority window of them, like, being asked if they want a field. Not sure. Fish. That is correct, Coffee Weapon. If I play a 5-mana card, the game ends. Although not this 5-mana card, because I don't want to kill my other 5-mana card. It's got to be a different 5-mana card. We just go for kill. I mean, why not, right? I'm in. Fish. Okay. Dimir mid-range. Dimir. How do we sideboard against Dimir? If I was Seth Manfield, how would I sideboard against Kai Buddha? I imagine cutdowns are good, because it kills most of their cards. Duress, could take or leave it. Aclazotz, nice. I don't really want the expensive stuff. Can we get some deck? Yes. For Soapy Bubble, thank you for the 7 months. You want to tear their ass? I kind of want to cut the Tear Asunders now. Why do you want Tear Asunder against blue-black? For Annex? What are we cutting then? Yeah, Curiosity too. What are we supposed to cut, though? Yeah, I remember against Kai, he boarded in the End and the Robbery. Didn't he cut Beans against Kai, or no? I feel like I think he cut Glissas and Beans. Okay, this is gonna look weird, but let's try this. Just, like, become the control deck, right? Yeah, that does make sense against Mastermind. The only thing is, like, do I really want Breach the Multiverse against 2-mana counterspells? I'm not sure that I do. What if I kept in a couple Beans? Let's try that. Oh, for people who didn't see the deck thing, that link explains everything, okay? Just go watch the 1-minute video, and then you'll understand everything that you need to know about deck Literally everything. That explains the whole meme. And about Magic, I don't know if I'd go that far, but it does explain the meme. I fucked up. I should have played Blooming Marsh first. Because if I played Blooming Marsh, I could have went cut down untap Beans, but now they just take the Beanstalk. They should take the Beanstalk, I think. I'm sorry, what? So I guess that means they have second bat? That still doesn't make sense, though, right? You would still want to take the Beanstalk there, I think. Yeah, I guess. Kind of sucks to, like, let them know what I drew, but I'm just going to keep anything I can cast next turn. Because I just want to cast any spell on turn 4, and then turn 5, just jam Wraths. So I think keeping that's fine. Right, so the fact that they, like, left me with the Grixis, left me with both sweepers means they definitely have counter spells. I'm just going to do this. Because if they want a Curiosity now, well, I guess I can't evidence the Deadly Cover-Up, which kind of sucks. They could Curiosity me here. Maybe just taking 2 was good. Now we're kind of just being chilling. Oh, I accidentally hit the marker. Ryan, ignore that marker. I didn't mean to hit that button. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Dishana. Okay. Well, don't I just double cut down them now? Because they know about this. It kind of leads me to believe they have a mastermind that they wanted me to, like, not have an answer for. Okay, that kind of makes sense, too. Would you cast the Anoint now? No, right? We just untap. Because I can play through their soft counters. Like, the way that this ended up working out, it kind of worked out perfectly for me, right? I think they wanted to bait out the cutdowns to protect the slasher, but the fact that I drew Anoint just made it so much worse for them, you know? Because now we're just going to bury them with the Fountainport. And, like, they can't really overextend. They know about both Wraths. That's fine. That is fine. Makes me think they have Curiosity here. No? Just take 2. That's fine. So, I'm not racing them with the fish. So I guess I just draw a card here. Could make a treasure. I think I'd rather just draw a card. Untap. Is it time to get in there with Cottage? Not really against 4 cards, right? Let's just chill for a little bit. The problem is they're not going to extend anything into the sweepers they know about. Yeah, I don't love this play, but I also don't want to take 1,000,000 damage from this. Like, I'm going to have to kill it at some point, you know? Yeah, they are pretty likely to have it go for the throne. I'm just going to make treasures. I don't want to make fish, I think. Okay, that's cool. That helps. Because now we know what's going on. Unless they negate it. Anybody else look at our opponent's name? Ah! Ah! 3 steps ahead. Draw 2, discard. Not counterspell. 3 steps, Anoint, Slasher, Sheoldred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, I think I'd take the Anoint. And then start getting in there with the cottage. Black, black, green here. Animate the cottage. Yeah, but the thing is, even if they go for Slasher plus Counterspell, like... Well, I guess Slasher plus Counterspell does kind of mess me up, right? Well, no, because I can just block... I don't care about Slasher. I can block it forever with Fountainport, right? They could go Sheoldred with Counterspell backup, but... if they do that, it's not a huge deal. Fish. It's pretty good. So if I cast Cover Up, they're going to counter it for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do have 10 mana. I could just cast... I don't want to cast both Sweepers, right? What if I just chill? Like, I don't really have to do anything yet, right? Because they're going to attack with Slasher. I'm going to block with my fish. I'm going to end of turn, make a fish, untap, animate, attack, block the Slasher, like, you know what I mean? We have plenty of time here. And again, they can't commit the Sheoldred because they know we have these. Sure. I could draw a card, but then I can't block the Slasher if I draw a card. So I'd rather just do this. Fish. Guess they could, like, copy the Slasher, maybe. Fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's probably fine to just use the mana now. Like, I know I'm going to kill the Reef anyways. It's a little worse if they draw second Reef, but... I think it's fine. Tap. Yeah, they could make a copy of Slasher, but I guess if they make a copy of Slasher, then I can just kill it. So let's go green, black, black here, animate. Get rid of this. Yeah, that's a good point too. But, like, we're kind of in, like, we're in a fine holding pattern. Like I said, I don't really have to do anything. At some point, yeah, I was going to say at some point they have to hold this back. Fish. Untap. Mana count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, huh? What happens if I go for the throw at the Slasher? I might have some kind of fight over it. Let's see what happens. This might be able to bait some action. Yeah. This is like my lowest value card. I kind of don't really care if they counter it, but if they don't counter it, then I can just hit them for 10, right? Over the next 2 turns with the cottage. So they almost have to do something about this. And that just unlocks my hand. Yep, that's fine. So now we can go command Wrath plus counters. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. Play this. Hit for 3, and then pass. I could have also played Virtue that turn. They are choosing not to play Sheoldred. I guess they really can, right? Like... But now they just can't win. This lethal? Oh, okay. Well, it turns out it was lethal. Well, no, because like the past couple of sets, that's what they've done, right? Remember they had those trees where you would use your orbs to like go down these different paths. What I like about this setup compared to previous ones is that you don't have to, like, if you want one specific thing, you don't have to wait to go down all the trees, right? Trees gave you everything. Yeah, so does this setup. It's just doing it a different way, right? Isn't this just the exact same thing? Like, you end up getting all the stuff anyways. No, you said that. I didn't say that. I have been Duress. Are you going to tear my ass? Please don't tear my ass. No! Ass successfully torn. All right. But do you have an answer for this Glizzy? The answer is probably yeah. I would assume they do. It appears that we're playing a 75-card mirror. Oh, that means, I mean, they're going to find one at 8 cards, right? Yeah. All right. All right. Give me the beans. It's not bad. I could have popped the Citadel main phase. That's not good. When one player has beans and the other does not, usually means the player who has beans is slightly ahead, would be my guess. It doesn't matter, though, even if it is. Like, they're not legal in... The Secret Lair SpongeBob cards are not going to be legal in Standard. So, like, it shouldn't matter too much, even if they are playable, right? I mean, they'll be playable in other formats, right? They're playable in Legacy, right? But... I mean, they kind of feel similar, Repson. Put them in my standard deck anyways. I would recommend not doing that. This matchup feels abysmal, by the way. Maybe I should have attacked them there. Like, how does a game in this mirror match ever end? It's not with that. I think decking is a legitimate strategy. Can hopefully take their answer to my virtue. Or just state their own virtue. Wait, where did my... Oh, my Glissa got anointed. Well, fuck me then. I should have attacked again. That's just 8 damage missed. Why am I not attacking? Chat, why am I not attacking with my stupid cottage? I obviously should be. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess now I can't because they have Anoint with Affliction. Did they have Anoint the whole time? Maybe they did. So now the question is, do I give them a turn with Shelly? They have Cover Up Anoint. Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm going to give them a turn with Shelly. I really just do not want them drawing Duress. Yeah, isn't that old news, Tenacious? Isn't that from a couple of weeks ago? That is my Harvester, by the way. That is my Harvester, not your Harvester. Oh, you said on the Daily Show? Yeah, I think that was news that they mentioned last week. Or a few weeks ago at this point. But yeah, I did see that. Highest power. Okay. So use sack counters. Although I can't attack this turn, so kind of unfortunate, but sure. I'm still going to save the field. I'm saving field for either Fountainport or Cottage. Most likely Fountainport, actually. I think I'd let them have a Cottage for a little bit. Could have destroyed 2 or less. True. I could have done that. It is my Sheoldred now. I repeat, that is my Sheoldred now. But can't animate the Cottage because we know they have Anoint. So I will pass. I think I figured out how to win the mirror, by the way. The answer is Resolve Virtue and take their Virtue. It seems like probably the most important card. Or one of the most important cards. Can you cover up from your own graveyard? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm just going to get the Sheoldred back, buddy. They can exile my Tear Asunder, maybe? Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I have less answers if they find their second Virtue. Okay. Is that 2 forests? Ah, so they can't even cast the Anoint this turn. Well, in that case... In that case... this. They're at 10, then they go to 8, and then if they cast any expensive card, they go to 4. Oh, that's a good point. They could have exiled the Sheoldred for the evidence. I didn't even think about that. So I think what they thought, maybe they just didn't read... I think what happened is they didn't read Cover Up, and I think they thought that they could exile the Sheoldred in their own graveyard with the Cover Up. Right? But then even if that was the case, then I could still just get back the Harvester, right? So even if that was the case, they shouldn't just exile the Sheoldred and the Harvester to the Cover-Up. Tuxedo Man, I have a video that is coming out on the YouTube channel tonight, so go subscribe to the YouTube. It'll be out, I think, at 9 o'clock, so about 4.5 hours from now. And that is a detailed video describing how I feel about the changes and what I think is going to happen moving forward. Okay, let's do... I'm not going to cut all of these cards necessarily. But I want Breach, Robbery, Tear Asunder, Frillback, Nissa, Duress, Bat, Aclazotz, and Blotout. How much removal should I keep in this matchup? Oh yeah, the Heist too. Well, that's 60. Did we just not play any Go for the Throats? Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they couldn't... I guess the Sheoldred was in place. They couldn't do that. Can I give you his 15-second hook to pull you in? Yeah, it's the best content on YouTube that nobody knows about. Is that good enough? I mean, that's an accurate statement. You get to also read all the commenters who complain all the time when I find myself humming to a song, but they don't hear the songs on the YouTube VODs because, YouTube copyright issues. But there's so many people that complain about that. And I will say I have been trying to do better, I have been trying to do better in that case. But I do still find that pretty funny. YouTube watchers, if you're watching this, I'm trying, all right? I'm trying my best to not hum. Nissa, Robbery, Tear, Ass. So here's the downside to cutting Go for the Throat is we're dead. That's the downside. The downside is we have lost the game. So, you know, there's that. So, right. I literally don't know how we're beating this Glissa. I really don't know. That kind of answers it, right? Sort of. Sheoldred, Nissa, Robbery, Aclazotz. What's this gonna play out? Heavy with Glissa to 17. They draw next turn, Tear Asunder the Glissa, and then what do I want to do the turn after I Tear Asunder the Glissa? Would I rather play Sheoldred, Nissa, or Aclazotz? Or I mean, even Robbery's not that bad either, right? Like these are all reasonable cards. Actually, kind of. I think it has to be the Shelly. Right, it can't be the Aclazotz because if they kill the Aclazotz, they get it back. So it's a little sketchy. Do I find it offensive that Foundations is bringing temples into the same standard as Surveil Lands? Is this topic covered in the YouTube? No, I didn't necessarily like specific. I didn't really go over any specific cards that were spoiled. It was mostly just the Universes Beyond stuff. That's most of what the YouTube video talks about. I mean, the thing about temples is they look bad now because we have Surveil Lands, but, you know, in a couple of years from now, once Surveil Lands rotate, the temples are completely fine cards, you know? They're just not nearly as good now because we have strictly better versions of the temples, you know what I mean? But without Surveil Lands, like, they'll be fine. Oh. I stole their Sheoldred, so they stole mine. It's only fair, right? That's pretty funny. We both have a Sheoldred in play, but neither of the Sheoldreds is our own. Stare. That video is coming out tonight, Echo Not. I think I'm far enough behind that I have to block here. They are adding Burst Lightning to Standard. I did see that. All right, we are just kind of cooked, right? All right, cooked. Okay, we need to keep in some Go for the Throats. So what do we cut instead? I think this bat is kind of whatever. And then, man, I don't even know. I'm gonna cut Pillage. Play 2 Throats. I saw they're adding Burst Lightning to Standard. That's pretty huge. It's kind of unfortunate and weird timing of like the red deck is already one of, if not the best, like one of the best decks in the format, you know? And they just keep juicing up the red deck with every single set. Like at this rate, we're just going to get Lightning Bolt in a year and a half, you know? That's what it feels like. Blood's just got all the discard. They didn't have a land, though. That's nice. All right, Bumblebee Tuna, what do you got for us? By any chance, is this on Spotify? Let's take a look. It is. All right, in the queue. I could animate the cottage, but they pretty clearly have a removal spell, right? Beans. Is Ghost Vacuum not good enough here? I think shutting off their evidence is like it's not doing enough. You know? They're 19. We have the cottage too, which kind of accomplishes that, but like I said, I just don't think it's doing enough. I mean, I guess if the game goes long, you could like take an Overlord, maybe a Sheoldred, and then eventually get to a spot where you can just get them all back. So I could see that. Oh, it's breaching time. Prepare yourselves for a breach. Did we whiff? Oh, we did not whiff. Let me tell you that much. Confirmed, not a whiff. This breach card is pretty good, huh? Which one's that, Pike? Oh, it's from Jumpstart. Dude, that is my exact reaction when I've been going through the spoilers the past couple of days. Like, I went through the spoiler page this morning, and I kept scrolling, and I went down to a card, and I didn't bother looking at the set symbol. I just read the text and the card itself. And I was like, dude, this card is sick. It's in standard. Let's go. And then you have this like sudden realization that you look at the set symbol. And it makes no sense. Like I shouldn't have to ask myself half of the time, every single time I go to a card in the set is like, oh, is this card actually legal in the format that I'm going to play it in? You know, like, come on, man. But guys, we're trying to make it simpler for you to understand what's legal in standard. We're making it easy on you. We promise. Banes. Did they have an answer? They do have an answer. This is weird, because I don't have an answer to their Glissa. But if I take the Glissa, they're just going to kill it on 2, so like I can't keep it, right? They're just going to go Marsh Pass, yeah, see? So now I have to do this. We'll just hope that I can find an answer. I could cover up just the Glissa. I don't really want to, but I am okay with this exchange. We're up 1 card. Are they not casting the Glissa? Oh, interesting. So... Is it greedy to not robbery here? I really want to wait. Like, wait a turn so I can do it for 4. I mean, it is still a draw 3, right? Yeah, fine, I won't wait. It's too bad if they draw Duress, right? I wanted to animate the cottage and wait a turn. Okay. It's a really good thing I did this, huh? Sure is a really good thing I didn't wait on this robbery, because I would have gotten punished. Yeah, I mean, that's like the unfortunate part, but it is what it is. So now they can safely play Glissa. Yeah. Which we kind of need to find an answer for stat. Does not answer it. Answer me. Uh-oh. Could have mortuaried first. Eight, 4, 5. I mean, that's fine, right? Question is, did they kill my beans or did they just draw a card? If I top, I think they probably killed the beans, right? They can also Demolition Field me. Okay. I mean, if they Demo Field me, I'm just going to shuffle. Because the Beanstalk is a redraw anyways. Kind of surprised they didn't field me there. Very surprised, actually. They also didn't play a land. Worth noting. That's good. Actually, it might have been better to play the Blooming Marsh from my hand. So that's like one other card that they maybe didn't know about. Yeah, true. One more card they can't discard too. It just gives them, I mean, I guess it's like, well, no, it's the same information because they don't know about this either. So it's kind of the same information, right? Because they don't know about the Blooming Marsh in my hand. Kind of need some gas here, though. We are currently out of answers to this Overlord. It's going to transform this turn. It's not going to do it. Hold. I am in need of one particular top deck, please. I got a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones in the deck. That is not one of them, I'll tell you that. Surely this is the turn, right? I mean, it's gotta be. This has to be the turn. Okay, hold. Hold. Give me a, I don't know, removal spell. Okay, that's 2 more cards. 2 more cards. Give me a go for the throat, please. Throat me. Not quite. Can cut down the Overlord now. No, it's a 4/3. If only. Well, if they have go for the throat, I'm dead, but not much I can do about that. I could have, like, channeled the Harvester on their turn, but I don't... I think that line is playing to not win the game instead of, playing to win the game. They didn't throw end of turn. All right. So they have Virtue plus cut down. Tough, man. Tough. Okay, so we just played this matchup. We said Duress, Heist, Bat, Blot, Cut or End, Aclazotz, Breach, Robbery, Tear Frillback, Nissa. And we said Cut Down bad, Anoint bad, Pillage out, Wraths out. How do you cut cards in this matchup? Like, I don't know what you're supposed to cut. Do I enjoy the Golgari mirrors? These ones are a little weird. I mean, the issue with these mirrors compared to the other traditional mid-range mirrors is, like, it's a lot less about combat math and board position and just who draws more haymakers, So I find these ones a little bit less interesting than the mid-range mirrors. That's kind of what I don't like about them. Yeah, I think I cut like this, and then there was something else that I didn't play. Did I not play the Harvester, I think? Let's try that. But yeah, these mirrors don't really seem as interesting as the mid-range mirrors, because it's just like, who can stick the big thing first? Like, those games are a lot less interesting, Less, like, meaningful decisions, too, which, it is what it is, but... Like, I would much rather play Dimir mirrors or something like that. Dimir mirrors are fun. There's, like, a lot of strategy involved with those mirrors. Yeah, who makes more land drops? Who has turn 2 beans? Sorry about that whammy. Sorry about that whammy. Yeah, see, it's like, I cast turn 2 Beanstalk, turn 3 Overlord. My opponent didn't play a Beanstalk, and like this game's already effectively over. Especially if they don't have the especially if they don't have their own Overlord this turn. It's going to keep lands because I have this. That is a good point, yeah. There's no, like, bounce spells or anything. Do you think that it's possible for, like, that Dimir deck should be playing into the Floodmaw just so they can bounce a resolved annex? I could see that. The Glizzy. The Glizzle. Some call him the Glizzler. Yeah, you could sideboard Torment. Which one of these are we taking? They're pretty far away from this Virtue, right? And I think I have a lot more answers to a Resolve Virtue than I like than them just drawing 3 cards off of the Robbery. So I think this makes sense. And I am just going to Tear Asunder the Glissa this turn. Which does mean they have an uncontested Sheoldred, but we could deal with that eventually. But, like, I can't let them kill the Overlord, you know? Hopefully we can find a land for this Breach. It's not entirely what I was hoping for. Makes this really awkward if they can find that answer for Sheoldred. We do get the Overlord, which is nice. So I guess even if they kill the Sheoldred, we can trade for the Overlord. Then we can slam Breach next turn. So it's not that bad. A mirror between Javier 75. Yeah, that would have been cool. His quarterfinals match versus the different demon list looked miserable. Oh, when he was playing against Hoffam, yeah, that looked awful. Like, I remember watching that on camera, and it was just the first person to resolve Annex, I think, won every single game. And it wasn't even particularly close. Like, that's just the only card that mattered. Alright, I guess I'm not casting Breach now. I lied. Just kidding. I was going to cast Breach, but I found a better card to cast than Breach. Yeah, Javier did draw very, very well. Justin wants to look what Overlord of the Hauntwoods does. What's up, Justin? Are you trying to play Overlord in Vintage? Or are you becoming a standard gamer now? You would never. LCQ in Hartford. Oh yeah, Hartford's going to be standard, right? I mean, you should play RCQs. I'll be going to all the local standard RCQs. If you need cards, you let me know if you want to play. I have a lot of standard cards, so I could build a couple decks. The nuts. I guess it doesn't have turn 2 Beanstalk, so it's not the actual nuts, but we can take theirs. Yeah, get out of here. They can bat my Tear Asunder, probably. Although, maybe they just bat the Aclazotz and let me Tear Asunder the bat. See, this is kind of why I hate keeping in Go for the Throat. It feels like you kind of have to because of Glissa, but the games where you have Throat and they don't have Glissa feel pretty bad. You know? So it kind of sucks, you know? It's just weird. But again, if you don't have Go for the Throat, you just die to Glissa. So you have to keep it in. I really don't want a Robbery yet. I'm just gonna play the game of who hits more land drops. Because they might be out of land drops here. Oh yeah, ship it. I have no intention of doing anything. Well, now I'll cast Beanstalk, but... Beans... Beans... I think matchup versus the red deck is bad. You think Javier is bad against red? Yeah, probably. I could see that. I could buy that. Although, I don't know. Javier did play a ton of 2-mana removal spells. And he had, like, you know... He had, what? I think he had 3 Go for the Throat, 3 Anoint, and 2 Shoot the Sheriff. So he had plenty of ways to kill... he had plenty of ways to kill the stupid 3/3 Screaming Nemesis. Yeah, 4 Duress main. No! Good thing I have 2 good cards. You can't take both of them. I bet you want to. Can't take both though. Surely this is better, right? I have no idea. I don't think they can beat either of these here. What do you think of a blue-black Reanimator list with Lively Dirge? To get back either Oculus, Shelly, or Enduring Curiosity? I mean, I think you have to be going a little bit bigger if you're playing reanimation spells. Zombify is getting reprinted, though, so that could be kind of interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be X equals 5. Hey, real nobody. Welcome to the stream. Jesus. I was going to say I didn't find that answer to Sheoldred, but I have the cover up. This robbery card's pretty good, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I do have enough stuff to do that. 8 mana. So why don't we go... Arena, why do you want to tap like that? Let's go here. Exile this. And then I guess we go exile their Sheoldred, probably. We have Robbery, Afflict, Glissa, Cover Up. Okay, that should be easily beatable. So those gone. I have 2 mana left to kill the Overlord this turn, and then I can also Duress the Robbery. And then the next turn, we can jam probably Virtue. Although I guess, now that I think about it, I don't have an answer to the Glissa. Should I maybe hold the Tear Asunder for the Glissa? Oh, I have the Virtue. Right, I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm dumb. I could just do the Virtue. Yeah. I can go -3/-3, then cast the Virtue. Frilly for Haunt as well. Yeah. I think this is cleaner, right? This is way cleaner. I did. It's in the queue, Punishing Waterfalls. I saw. Yeah, this game's over. Over. I think the only way I lose this game is if I randomly cast their Aclazotz and they get it back. But even then, it's like... still probably not enough. Alright, what do we think about this deck? I don't know. I mean, I do think it is a pretty... I don't necessarily know if it's like a strict improvement to the other Golgari decks. It's strictly different, Where I think you are a little bit better against opposing Golgari decks. I think going bigger with like Beanstalk, Wraths, Overlord, more removal, I think that gives you a slight edge in the heads-up Golgari mirror. I think it does probably make you much weaker against Dimir, though, because you're relying on Beanstalk against the Mastermind deck, and you have more expensive cards for their counterspells. So, worse against Dimir, better against Golgari. I guess maybe slightly better against Domain, but realistically, you're probably still not beating Domain with this just with Golgari cards in general. Like, you have more of a chance with Beanstalk, Sheoldred, big spells, but I still don't think you're favored against Domain, so I don't know. Maybe there's like a way to build Golgari Beanstalk with just like... Maybe you also play the other Black Overlord and more creatures. So you play like more Harvesters, Black Overlord, maybe more 4-drops to get back with the Black Overlord, because that also triggers Beanstalk. Like, Black Overlord impending for 2 mana triggering Beanstalk is kind of cool. So, like, maybe that's another way to approach this, but I don't know. Deck's fine. I'm not like I'm not super interested in like spending a lot of time on it, but I don't hate it. It is, you know, fine for what it is. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.